Hello everyone, welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss about the document which required for test case preparation, and it is most common for manual and automation testers, and this provides us like a set of rules, or we can say set of requirements that we are segregating in a test case wise. So this document is most common in the entire SDLC model. So it may be useful for testing, it may be useful for development, because the same document that can show us like what all requirement that we are covering, what all environment that we are targeting, what all test data that we are using, and all these technical details are being captured in the test case document. So let's see how this document has like what all information that we store or we can draft in this test case document. So let's begin. In case if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. So let's get started. So this is a test case document that we generally do it on Excel. So what all things that we needed? So first and foremost thing, project name. This is a project name, and after that we have a module. Then after we have reference document. Then after we have created by, and we have date of creation, and we have date of review and environment. So these are the major details that this document shows, that what all information that we are capturing in this one. So for example, so project name. So I am developing a project called Gmail. So this is an application I'm trying to develop, and under that what all things I'm covering. So the my first release is going on which module. So my first release is going on login module, login, and reference document. So what all reference document that I am using to create these test cases, I can say BRD doc, and created by. So who is creating? So creating, so creator name sh, and date of creation. So you can provide a date, that is how, I mean, when the document has been created. And similarly date of review, so who is going to review, and that person need to enter the date of review. And environment, so we have environments like dev, test, QA, UAT, prod. So these are all the environments that we have. And next, so main thing, so these are all the major items that every, I mean, the business team, or we can say higher than business team, will get some information on trying on seeing this entire Excel. So this information provides them. So this document covers these project, then these module, and these are the BRA documents, and created by, review by, and environment. So these details are high level details. So now we have another set of table called test cases. So we need test cases IDs, test cases, scenarios, preconditions, post condition, that all things that we need to now draft it here. So we need test case ID, then after test scenario, then we have test case, then after we have precondition, then after we have test steps, then after we have test data, after that expected results, then after post condition, so then after actual result, then after we have status and mode of execution. So these are the details that actual test case template and table consisting of. So let's paste it. let's make this table look. Is it? Yeah. So these are the major the headers of test case document. So let's highlight with some coloring, and these are all the high level points. Let me make some border for this as well. Let's make some borders. So test cases IDs. So test cases ID is like, so we have a scenario called login. So under login we have different approaches. So login, we need to check for positive cases, negative cases, and regression cases. So these are all cases that we are covering. So for each case we need to provide a unique ID. So for example, test case ID. So this is my ID for first test case. So similarly I can provide for multiple cases, like I can say 4 cases, 5 cases. Then after the scenario, so what scenario? So scenario is not like a test case. Scenario which is like the bigger picture than test cases. So scenario can be again created into multiple test cases. So what are scenario that I am trying to verify? Verify the login to Gmail. So this is my scenario. So this is my common scenario for all these test cases. So I will provide like here. In case if you have other scenario like home page. So home page is my other scenario, and similarly I can provide the other test cases for those things. So I can create like this, and this is the home page. This is for next text scenario. So for login verify login scenario I need to provide test case. So test case, how can I provide? So test case is valid, I can say login with valid username and password. So this is my test case. So first time it will say like all these things, and I will provide all here. This is a common. And what is my precondition? So here at the actual conditions comes up. So first time I will say valid username and valid password. Next time I will say valid username and invalid password. Then after I will say invalid password, invalid username and valid password. And I will say next time invalid username and invalid password. In the last time I will say no username and no password. So this is my preconditions. So the precondition, first time I am trying to do with the valid case, next time invalid, next time invalid, next time invalid, last time I'm not even providing anything. So similarly for the home page, if we have the home page scenarios that we are covering, so we can write here. So next way, now it's a test steps. So what all things that we have in test step? So test step is, so enter username. So first time we need to launch an application. So I will say launch application URL. So under that we have enter. Let's try with control enter. I'm not able to provide bullet points here. So let me try on high level. Later I will provide it. Yeah. First time I will need to launch the application. Then after enter user name details and enter password detail and click on login. So these are the things that I'm trying to achieve using the test steps. And then later in test data, so this is an actual test data. So actual test data I will say username and so these are all things that we need, right? So to log in into application we need username and password. This is common for these all these areas. So for all these sections we need this the test data. So what's my expectation? So expectation is like I need to log in, successful login, or I need to log in into the application. So successful login into the application. So this is my the actual goal of my test case. Let me do some wrap. Right, all right. Now the post conditions. So what all post conditions that after I need to do see. So successful login is done. So then after I will see the Gmail inbox. So this is my post condition. So if I see the post condition like Gmail inbox, then my success, I mean test case scenario is successfully executed. Then here, so the actual result what I'm seeing, so first time it's a valid username and valid password. So I'm obviously get into the application. So I will say Gmail inbox. So after that, in the next time what I'm trying to do valid user and valid password. So for that what I will get, I get validation error. Validation error. Then after we get a validation error, then after we get validation error, and here we will get, it will ask us to enter username and password. It says enter username or password. So it's a missing field, like this is also a validation. Now status. So what are the status that I can provide? Pass, fail, fail, fail. So I will say this is also fail. And our mode of execution is manual. And in case if you are trying to do some automation, you can say automated or automation. So this is how we write all the test case templates. So these are all major required sections, or we can say major required fields. So we have the project details, then we have what all requirement that we are trying to make breakdown into a section, like scenarios, and then after the test cases. And here all the test cases that we provide. So test cases help us to track those things. So in case if you have any defects logged, so you are testing this document and you have a defects come across and you have logged here. So you can say defect number. So for the first time it says no defect, right? So for second time I will say Jira 1 2, like this. So similarly, if you have any other Jira been defected created, you can provide like this. So this is how we provide a test cases for a requirement, or we can say for a project. So similarly you can do the same thing for this entire Gmail. So here I have created these steps, right? So let me create it in a different way. Let me, yeah, all right, now I have formatted entire thing. So now you can see so how it look like. So this is a test case and these are all the test steps. So every test case has test steps. So we need to follow the test steps, and accordingly the steps which we executed, that will be served to the other tester or other developers or business team. They can re-execute the entire scenarios. So this is how the test case document look like, and this is a common and most important for all the testers. So it may be manual tester, it may be automation tester. So test case documents are must required, and it is also a one of the process document, we can say SDLC process document. So I hope this session is useful for you. In case if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel for latest tutorials on testing domain like this, and thank you for watching.